Hi, it's Scott MacArthur here. Thanks very much for watching another one of my Moments in Time videos about what I think could be happening with the future of work and how we can get ready for it today. If you enjoy the video, please click the little red subscribe button, and if the little bell comes up, hit that and you'll be notified of any future videos that I make. Let's get right into this now. So today I want to talk about something that I've been struggling with, if I'm honest, for a number of years. When I came into the industrial world, if you like, into industry from the scientific world, one of the things that became immediately obvious was there was an issue with data. There really wasn't much of it around. That of course has changed, and we now have many people looking at things like evidence-based leadership, evidence-based HR, etc. But it's started to become slightly more complex because the nature of the organisation, and even more so the nature of the human being, is really complex. But let me give you a couple of things that I think can really help. The first thing is an axiom that I've used for many years, and that is, without data you're just another person with an opinion. Now this has seemingly become even more important in the last few years with the growth of alt facts and complexity being layered into businesses because of data, etc. But I still think it's an axiom that we should think about. You know, if you don't have data for things that you're doing, whether it's in your personal life or at work, then it is just based on an opinion. Now, I've had many discussions with people about gut feeling and how you should go with your gut. Well, the point of science is actually to protect us against our guts, because even if you've got an educated gut, and I know I'm extending the metaphor slightly far there, even if you've got a really mature sense of how the world works, you should always look for data to support it. And the best way, as I've also spoken about before, is to look for data from multiple data points. But there's a second thing here that I'd like to think about and share with you, because there's growth in data as such now, and the depth of the data is such. I think there's an opportunity coming, and it's an opportunity that comes along with a threat. Now that opportunity is, and if you work in retail or you work in the confectionery world or even in Starbucks, you'll be aware that personalization is becoming a real thing in many of our organizations. What does that mean? It means that we look to personalize products to match a particular individual. And because of what I said earlier, the data sets that are available, we can get pretty good at that, and companies are rapidly going towards that. So that's an interesting opportunity, I think. But it brings a threat, because one of the other things that we seem to be seeing the development of, and I have also said before that I'm interested in this, it's one of the three big things that are coming rapidly towards us at exponential or beyond exponential rates, and that is artificial intelligence. Now, I am not talking about the sci-fi general artificial intelligence, that is some time away, but narrow AI, where it looks at particular issues, is getting to us more and more easier and more cheaply every day. And that data can be used to personalise products. Now, I said there was a threat, and the threat is this. If AI is beginning to come into the market in terms of personalising things, anything that we do that is just about data can be gobbled up by the artificial intelligence. And this is where I've got the second axiom for you, and that second axiom is this. If all you have is data, then you are just another algorithm. And that means, of course, that if you're purely looking at your products, your services from a data perspective, along comes an AI and sweeps away all the people involved in gathering that data and analysing that data. So what do you need to think about? Well, I think the issue there is that we need to plug the gap. We need to say, okay, what can humans do that the algorithms can't do? And of course, that's the personal touch. That's the human element of the future of technology. And that's why I believe, for two reasons, that the future isn't digital at all. The future is analog. One is technical. The future is analog because digital is running out of steam, and we need to go to biology to take it to the next level in terms of speed and power, etc, etc. But the second thing, humans are analog creatures. And I think organisations that are using data, applying data to their processes, applying data to their internal and external customers, have to think through how we engage people better. So the future is analog in terms of how we develop and grow conversations and human relationships at work. Not bad, eh? Quite a nice couplet to think about. So you have one that reminds you that all you ever do is come up with opinions based on no data, that you are being a bit of a fool. And two, but if you go too far, you'll be a victim of artificial intelligence. Thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed listening to that little video. Please subscribe if as asked earlier. This was Scott MacArthur.